Greetings, Count Gore here, and welcome to Creature Feature, the weekly web program. As you can tell, I'm not in my dungeon this week. This is taking place at the Horror Hound Convention in Columbus, Ohio, and actually I'm in front of Joel Robertson's great artwork here. Spring has sprung all over the place, and it's a incredible time of season. All the flowers are blooming. Unfortunately, people are sneezing. So in honor of the season, I'm going to bring you the movie Little Shop of Horrors, which of course is about the shop that sells plants, flowers, plants, man-eating plants. But what I was thinking of is, we've got all these horror hosts and celebrities here. If they owned a little shop that sold horrors, what would they sell? Well, that's the question I'm going to pose to them. And during our breaks, you're going to get a chance to listen to their answers. But right now, let's get to our first part of our movie, The Little Shop of Horrors, on Creature Feature, the weekly web program.
My name is Sergeant Joe Fink. I work from a 24-hour shift out of homicide. And this is my workshop, the part of town that everybody knows about, but that nobody wants to see. Where the tragedies are deeper, the ecstasies wilder, and the crime rate consistently higher than anywhere else. Skid Row, my beat.
Loud as fresh as the springtime mushnik. Hello? Oh, hello, Dr. Fars. What can I do for you today?
Listen, Mushnik, I haven't got much time. Send me over 2 gladiolas and a fern.
Excellent. That's 2 dozen glass, 1 potted fudge.
No, Mushnik. 2 gladiolas and 1 fern.
You want I should put 2 gladiolas in the pot with the fudge?
No, 1 fern, 1 piece. Altogether, 3 pieces. I need it for my waiting room.
Yes, thank you.
What?
A filling's out.
Good, I'll drill a bigger hole.
You mean you want 2 crummy gladiolas and 1 crummy fern? What kind of a decoration is that?
This is my flower budget for the week. Mushnik. Who can be a dentist on Skid Row?
All right, excellent. I'll send Seymour right away. Who am I to argue with science?
Make it snappy. Now you are going to get it. Oh, you are going to get it. Look.
Seymour Trailboy? Now, Mr. Sheila, we were talking from the funeral flowers. Wasn't a little...
Funeral. Did you call me Mr. Mushnik?
No. I was calling John D. Rockefeller to make a loan on my Rolls Royce.
Sorry I said it.
Now look, Seymour. You take 2 gladiolas. You'll cut them nice and even. You'll take 1 coin. You'll wrap them in a package, and you'll take them to Dr. Farr. Right? Now go already! Now, what can I do for you, sir?
My name is Burson Fox.
Excellent. I am Gravis Mushnik.
Oh, that's a good one.
Now, who's going to get my roses? I'll take care of you, Mrs. Silver. Come right over here.
You would like maybe some orchids for a nice girl?
No, I think I'd like a couple of dozen carnations.
Carnation.
Of course, you can't find around these days that somebody shouldn't drop dead. You've had more than your share of bad luck, Mrs. Silver. Bad luck, she calls it. You should have so many people kicked off. You would have somebody fall on top of you, too.
What about the carnation?
You said you wanted the roses. Yes, for Stanley.
My carnations.
You should see what that Seymour is. Oh, here are your carnations. Wait, I'll wrap them for you.
That's all right. I'll leave them here.
Why not?
better.
Well, this is a small shop.
Oh, that's okay. You know, those big places, they're full of pretty flowers, expensive flowers. When you raise them for looks and smell, you're bound to lose some food value. I like these little out-of-the-way places.
Such a thing needing flowers.
Look, don't knock it until you try it, huh?
Look what happened.
This is what I was trying to tell you before. Look on him, everybody. Look at the quality of his work. I asked you, when I fired him, where is he going to get such another good job?
You mean I'm fired?
No, I'm electing you president from the United States. Yes, you are fired.
Travis, you can't do that.
Who cares?
I didn't mean it.
You didn't mean it. You never mean it. You didn't mean it the time you put up the bouquet with the get well card in the funeral parlor and sent the black lilies to the old lady in the hospital. You didn't mean it. But this time, I, Gravis Mushnik, mean it.
He means it.
But gee, Mr. Mushnick, don't I always try to do what's right? And I'm crazy about flowers. I like flowers almost as much as Audrey does.
Excellent, you're fired.
Why don't you give him a chance to resurrect himself?
I give him a chance to quit.
I ain't gonna quit.
You're a brave boy, you're fired.
But that ain't fair, Mr. Mushnick. You know what I'm doing? I'm working on a special surprise plant just for you. I'm growing a plant like you ain't never seen before.
Excellent, I can't even sell the plants I got in my shop. Out, you.
Now, wait a minute. He's got a new kind of plant you want to look at.
I don't look on flowers, Mr. Yellow Vest. I got ancestors in the flower business for 200 years, but I got one shop on Skid Row, one stinking shop. I don't even like flowers.
You don't understand what I mean. Look, I've eaten in flower shops all over the world. And I've noticed that the places that have the most weird and unusual plants do the best business.
See?
See? What is this, a tango? All right. Explain me more.
Well, I remember one place that had a whole wall covered with poison ivy. And people came from miles around to look at that wall, and they stayed to buy.
The owner got rich.
No. He scratched himself to death in an insane asylum.
Oh, that was my cousin Harry.
All right. All right. You go home and you get this fancy schmancy plant and you bring it back here. And if Mr. Yellow Vest Spout says it's a draw, you still got a job. If he don't, out you go to both of you, right?
Don't worry, you'll like it. You'll see.
KSIK. You've been listening to Music for Old Invalids. Our next selection is entitled Sick Room Serenade.
Seymour, is that you?
Yeah, Ma.
Hey, here, look at my tongue.
But Ma, I already seen your tongue.
Have you no sympathy for your poor mother? Laughing at her and mocking her illness, and she's got one foot in the grave?
Oh, I didn't mean it.
Oh, you never mean it. Oh, come on, look at my tongue.
A tongue's a tongue, Ma. They all look the same to me.
Oh, did you stop at Dr. Mallard's and get the results of my test?
Yeah, he said there's nothing wrong with you.
Oh, not Dr. Mallard. He's one doctor I thought would tell the truth.
He said you should be playing fullback for the Rams.
He wants me dead. I'll bet he's assistant coroner.
Ma, I gotta go.
Hey, you know, I read in my goiter's coming back. I can feel it every morning after breakfast.
Yeah, that's when you take those great...
What you got, a little surprise for me?
Open it up and see.
All right. Dr. Slurp saddled famous tonic. Wait here. To be taken internally or externally for pain and neuritis, neuralgia, headache. If hit by a truck, call your physician. Alcoholic contact, 98%. Oh, Seymour, you never know what this is going to do for me. Oh, I can feel that surge of warm health going through me already.
Look, Ma, I gotta get my plant and hurry back to the shop.
You mean that lousy weed out in the kitchen?
Yeah, and if Mr. Mushnick doesn't like it, he's gonna fire me.
Apparently, my hearing is going out on me. I get the distinct impression that your job security depends on what Mushnick thinks of that thing.
See, it looks worse than it did this morning when I went to work. I wish I knew what to do with it.
Well, if you ask me, I'd pitch it out in the trash. I don't like my house cluttered up with rotten vegetables.
Look, Ma, I gotta hurry. Can I bring you anything?
Oh, yeah. Bring me the evening news. They're running a self-diagnosis contest. The winner gets to go to the Mayo Clinic.
Bye, Ma.
Bye, Sam. I'll see you the rosy edge of dawn. Drink to the old freeway outside night, and I will...
And put this on my bill.
Well, here it is, everybody. What do you think of it?
Well, it sure is different.
It looks delicious, but don't you think it's kind of stale?
It hasn't been feeling too well.
You call that a fancy plant? It looks like it never spent an healthy day in its entire life.
I don't care. I like it anyway.
You like eating skunk cabbage.
Yeah. What kind of a plant is this, Seymour?
Well, I'm not sure. I got the seeds from a Japanese gardener over on Central Avenue. He found them in with an order he got from a plantation next to a cranberry farm.
Fine. You don't even know what is this plant you're growing.
Well, I gave it a name.
What name?
What? You gave it a dirty name? You can't even mention it?
Well, I named it Audrey Jr.
You named it after me. Oh, really? That's the most exciting thing anyone's ever done to me.
You poor kid. I don't think it's so much I should keep on spending $10 a week on your salary.
But Travis, he named it after me.
I know, and if they keep it, they'll name it Mushnick's Folly because I'll be in jail for non-payment of taxes.
Are you crazy?
Who? You.
That's probably the only plant of its kind in the world. Don't you realize if Seymour can nurse that thing back to health, you'll have people coming here from all over?
You think so, you found?
I know so, you mushnick. Now, that's all I'm saying on the subject. Besides, I've got to get home. My wife's making gardenias for dinner.
Good night, you flowers.
Good night. And I'll see you tomorrow. Crazy about kosher flowers.
He's a nice man.
Maybe he knows what he's talking about. Maybe he's not so stupid. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll keep you and this dumbbell junior for a week. If you can nurse it back to health, you both can stay. If you can't, you're both fired.
Oh, gee, thank you, Mr. Mushnick.
Don't feel sad, Seymour.
Don't waste your pity on me, Audrey. I'm not worth it.
Who says you're not?
Everybody.
Yeah, I know. But I think you're a fine figurative of a man, and I know that Audrey Jr. will be the sweetest thing in the whole wide world.
Well, I don't know. I've given it every kind of fancy fertilizer and atomic plant food and distilled mineral water you can buy, but it just gets thicker and thicker.
Don't worry. You're going to be another Luther Glendale.
Pasadena.
Burbank. Good night, Seymour.
Night, Audrey. Oh, gee. You opened up just like you do every night at sunset. I wish I knew how to make you grow. Here, let me move this out of your way so you can breathe. Hey, what happened? How come you woke up? Blood? You like blood? Oh, you must be kidding. Well, we'll see. I don't know what I'm doing for you. Well, I guess there's just no accounting for people's taste.
My boy.
You're the most magnanimous person in the whole world.
Look on him, Audrey. Isn't he beautiful? Isn't he delicious? Isn't he got the $2 raise? What happened to your fingers?
These things. So how come I'm all of a sudden so wonderful?
5 bees, one for each finger?
10 B's. Did you say I was getting a $2 raise?
Correct, my very excellent Seymour. 10 bees.
What did I do now?
Don't you know what you did? Look.
Oh, boy, look at that. It's true. It's almost a foot long.
Isn't it empirical?
It grows like a cold sore from the lip. Oh, hello, young pretty ladies. What can Gravis Mushnick do for you?
Well, we saw your son outside about the Audrey Jr. So we thought we'd come in and take a look.
Well, give a look.
That makes 4 people today who've come in just to look at it. Oh, teacher. Is that just too much? Oh, what kind of plant is it? It's an Audrey Jr.
What if you got in trouble with 10Bs?
Well, is that all? I mean, doesn't it have a scientific name?
Yes, of course, but who could denounce it? You would like maybe to buy something.
Well, we don't have any money, except $2,000. But that's just to spend on flowers, so we don't have any of our own. Isn't that a drag?
You got just $2,000 just for to spend on flowers?
That's right.
Who died? The Chamber of Commerce?
Well, we're from Cucamonga High School. We're building a float for the Rose Bowl parade, which is made out of flowers. Thousands of them. And we're on the committee that picks the florist and then glues on the flowers. Gee, that sure is a mad plan. Wow, yeah. Seymour here invented it. He did.
Thousands of Girls, please don't damage the horticulture is. Tell me, how come you don't buy all these thousands of flowers from Gravis Mushnick? My flowers got something the others don't.
What's that?
They're cheap.
Well, gee, if your shop is good enough to develop the Audrey Jr., I guess it can get us everything we need. Yeah, we'll talk it over with the rest of the committee.
Excellent.
Well, we gotta run now. Bye, all. Bye, Seymour.
Bye. Bye, girls. A son. Look, Audrey. I got a son.
Oh, gee, Mr. Mushnick.
What, Mr. Mushnick? I don't want you should call me Mr. Mushnick anymore. I want you should call me Dad.
Okay, Dad.
Isn't that beautiful?
Seymour Krellboyne, come over here, my son. I want to talk on you about the future. Look on this fly trap. Look on it. Soon we got no more Skid Row. We will be rich, us. I am building for you a giant greenhouse in which you are making impossible flowers, which in turn I am selling at ridiculous prices in my giant new flower saloon in Beverly Hills. Do you see that big sign in the sky? It is saying, Gravis Mushnick in French.
Isn't it exciting? And we'll have an orchestra right by the cash register. And Gravis will wave his arms, and the orchestra will play Mendelssohn's spring song. And I'll come out in a gown wrapped by somebody expensive and say,
The carnations are $600 a dozen, 2 dozen for $1,000. It's a bargain.
get 'em while they last.
Stop shouting! My Uncle Moshe's brother Yankel just passed away in Tenafly, New Jersey. Tell me, how much are the carnations today?
The carnations are $600 a dozen.
And why are they letting him run around loose?
Please excuse my son, Mrs. Shiver. Just point to anything in the store and it is yours. That's right.
The cash register maybe, huh?
Wait a minute. Here are several dozen carnations on the house courtesy of Gravis Mushnick, the Bloom Tycoon.
That's my dad.
Thanks. Thanks very much. Only tell me, why are you so happy? Not only did my Uncle Moshe's brother Yankel die, Tenafly, New Jersey. You should also give some flowers to that poor dead plant. Good morning, Mr. Mushnick. Good morning.
Good morning, Mrs. Shiver.
Look what happened to my plant, Dad.
Who are you calling Dad? Who?
Oh, no. And it was so beautiful just a few seconds ago.
Excellent. Just a few seconds ago I gave away dozens of carnations free to Mrs. Shiver.
I didn't mean it.
You have perhaps an explanation.
No, but if you give me a minute, I'll think of one.
I can see it all now. We are in the poorhouse. That big sign in the sky, it is reading, Seymour Krellboyne, rest in peace, in Arabic.
Oh, you've got to give him another chance.
You promised me a week, Mr. Mushnick. I'll sit up all night with that plant. It'll be healthy in the morning. You'll see. I promise. I promise.
I hope you enjoyed the first part of Little Shop of Horrors. As I mentioned, we are at the Horror Hound convention here in Columbus, Ohio, and now that you've seen what's inside the little shop in tonight's movie, I'm going to pose the question to a bunch of horror hosts and other celebrities and maybe even some strange dressed civilians as to if they owned a little shop, what horrors would they sell? So let's get to our first victim, Now, Ivana Cadaver, if you opened up your very own little shop of horrors, what would you sell?
Well, being that my little shop of horrors would be something that would be very delightful for me, of course, I would probably have, including you, some of my favorite horror hosts across the country, all their memorabilia, everything that my patrons could come in and enjoy. They could buy things, and of course I could just sit in there all day and watch the DVDs and look at the trading cards and all these kind of things. But I would have to save a special little area for my Marquis de Sade. Did I say that right? Let's just say sex toys. Okay? Let's just say sex toys, okay? And similar to kind of like the Bloody Pit of Horror, you know, a great little Italian film with Mike Haggerty in that. So yes, I would have to have a little special area with my sex toys, and but they'd have to especially be ones that are very, very painful.
Inflatable Rosie O'Donnell sex dolls.
Masks, of course, and DVDs of the late Dr. Lady Show. And peanut butter chocolate-covered eyeballs made with white chocolate so they look more like real eyeballs. And spare body parts, fingers, toes, brains, that sort of thing.
Are they edible?
Internal organs. Well, it depends on your degree of zombiehood, I think. The level of edibility.
Okay.
We probably have to use warning labels to that effect now that I think of it.
I would sell little dolls where the eyes move and they follow you everywhere you go, back and forth. Sit on the shelf. Yeah, that's what creeps me out.
Well, as a matter of fact, I already have my own little shop of horrors. It's called Bordello of Horror. So, being a bordello, you might imagine what we sell. you come down and you meet the harlots of horror, you'll know exactly what we sell.
Okay.
Well, I would have to sell my pigman meat, because that is what I do. But also, I have $1 million idea. I'm going to train little piggies to sing. Oh, perfect investment. Everybody will buy them. Oh, great stuff. That's what I would do.
Plants, of course. And I'd have a big, giant, evil one that I would name Robin too.
Robin too?
Yeah.
Not Robin also?
No, Robin too. T-O-O, though.
Why evil?
Well, because how's it going to eat people if it's not an evil plant?
Ah, okay.
I would sell tacos and bunnies, because I like tacos and bunnies.
Are your tacos made from bunnies?
Of course not.
Oh.
No, but you can snuggle bunnies while you eat tacos.
But why is that a shop of horror?
Because we're gonna put little like monster costumes on the bunnies.
And those are some interesting answers. But right now, let's get back to more of the Little Shop of Horrors on Creature Feature, the weekly web program.